The stories start at the moment of a battle between monsters and a hero wearing black and white armor and a large sword made of very strong energy. The hero thinks that to end this long war, all he has left is to defeat the one who plunged the world into darkness and took the lives of his friends, the one who rules all monsters, the queen. The queen's claws are charged with powerful energy. For this final battle, the hero tightens his grip on his sword. A memory appears in his head that someone apologized to him, calling him Arden on Earth, where he doesn't exist at this moment. The Queen of Monsters attacks the hero, but he blocks this attack with his sword. The shockwave from this collision destroys the tails that were next to them. A voice in his head asks if he has ever tried to defeat this disgusting queen. Now everything depends on him. This voice belonged to a representative of the race of dead souls Dharma who died. Arden notices that the queen is attacking him with great speed. She hit him with this attack with great destructive force, the voice of the representative of the race of ancient dragons. Reuben, who died, asks Arden, now does he understand? Heroes are destined to lead those who are weaker. Ardenga there's his strength and clenches his teeth. He strikes very hard using his sword. The queen manages to dodge this attack, which he was able to overcome, even the mountains. The queen immediately prepares to strike back. Gathering a huge amount of energy into her hand, Arden notices a terrifying attack that was already very close to him. The voice of a representative of the monster race Tehran who died says that some things in this world come to an end only after death. The voice of a member of the gnome race Radenball, who died, says that although his strength was inadequate, he believes that Arden is different from them. The queen delivered a powerful blow that burned a hole in the mountain. The monster notices that something is wrong. Behind her was already Arden, who was swinging his sword. In a jump, he strikes hard and cuts off the queen's hand. This attack causes her to start screaming in pain in her terrifying voice. She swings her second hand with great speed and delivers a very strong blow to the torso area. The voice of a representative of the mythical race, Kruger, who died, says that he knows that it is difficult to believe, but the position that the queen occupied. The voice of a representative of the long-eared race, Kashushu, who died, says that she should have known her place and lived in silence. Doesn't he think so? Arden grabs the queen by the throat and doesn't let her move. He swings with all his might, holding his sword in his free hand. The queen pulls her hand out of the hole in his armor. She swings, gathering a huge amount of energy into her hand. They strike each other with all their strength. These attacks produce a blast wave of incredible power. The voice of a representative of the fairy race who died tells Arden that even if he is the only one alive, he must promise her after this attack. The queen stands in the crater that was formed by their attacks. She pays attention to what lies below. There was Arden's severed hand. She stares at it for a moment, and a sinister smile appears on her face. Suddenly the clouds were divided in two. In the rays of the sun appeared Arden, delivered a direct blow with his sword, which pierced right through the monster's body. Arden holds on with all his might and holds on to his sword. An unknown voice asks him if he remembers his friends right before his own death. Arden begins to fall and his eyes really close. The voice says that if this is so, then the owner of the voice hopes that they too will meet again one day. Arden falls into the void and thinks that he will always wait for this, even in repentance facing the consequences of his selfishness. He will always remember the names of those who passed all the tests to protect others. They are called hunters, after some time in the modern world, where there are portals and big cities. The guy loudly calls Kiritani Shu and asks what he is doing. They will have a meeting soon. Is he okay? He agrees and says, he was just thinking. The guy says that if he flies in the clouds, he will quickly be fired, since the battle is over. They must gather at the base. Kiritani Shu agrees and looks around to see that he and several other guys are standing around large killed monsters. One day, monsters appeared in this world, the hunters awakened, gained agility, and began to hunt these monsters. Arden thinks that the picture is very different from what it was in his previous life. As it turned out, he ended up in the body of Kiritani Shu. The guy tells him that he will leave that territory to him. They should finish before the captain starts telling them off again. At the same moment, a man appears, who loudly asks, "These idiots, are they any use at all? They shouldn't waste his time, or they won't get their mo."
Nay, this man is calm and die. The captain of the first assault group in the Brave Guild. The guys apologize to the captain and say that they will hurry up. Come and die, calls them useless scum. Arden thinks that in this world he is barely able to defeat the monsters of even the easiest dungeon. In other words, he really is trash sometime later. Kiritani Shu runs through the park early in the morning at the same time they say hello to listeners on the news. The man says that now is the best time for morning hunters. Today, they will quickly become familiar with the abilities of hunters. Abilities are a form of superpower and awakened. Hunter is considered one who is able to reach his full potential. The conditions for unlocking this potential are still being explored and therefore investigations continue. Arden thinks he's about to reach his hunting potential. Despite the fact that the memory of his past life is preserved, he cannot use mana, his mind and body. Remember every detail, but even if he remembers how to swim without water, this skill is useless. In this case, the reason why he continues to train every day is probably because this is what he used to do in his past life. He picks up the stick and says, "It's time to try this." Arden thinks that, in the world of hunters, power comes from status. Therefore, if he continues to train, then all the work will have no meaning. In that case, the life he lived is a knight. He doesn't want to forget it even if he is the only one who remembers it all. He strikes with all his might, and the stick he was wielding breaks like a sword. Someone passing by recognizes Shu. He takes notice and notices that it is written. They sit down on a bench and Ren asks, "Is he training again?" Shu agrees with this. He says that when he looks at the way he works out every day, he thinks it's expected, but at the same time, it's not like him. Did he always have that philosophical expression on his face? Shu briefly replies that it's nothing like that. The girl points at him and tells her mother that her uncle is playing with a stick. The girl says that she shouldn't look at him like that. Ren says he should find a better place to train. Or maybe they'll put it on the internet. Does he by any chance want to become a hunter? Chu says that he knows that you can't become a hunter out of desire alone, but he's right. He wants to awaken, become a hunter, and earn a lot of money. Everyone wants to become hunters, with an annual salary of more than a couple of billion, with admiration from the opposite sex, standing at the forefront to face the unknown. The world really needs hunters. Ren grabs his head and asks, "Is this how it is?" He starts petting him and says that he thinks he will succeed when he grows up. People who have something to protect will always need money. Chu says that everything is clear to him. He is interested in what he said about people who have something to protect. Ren asks if you think like that, then the schedule for clearing the next dungeon will be released tomorrow. Right? He hopes that they won't have to go into too dangerous areas. Shu says he hopes so too. Sometime later, Common Guy says that the dungeon they will be clearing this time is the Remara. Labyrinth details will be sent to them by email. The guy apologizes to the captain and says that he heard that this is a very dangerous place. Even among C-ranked dungeons, he also heard that one guild already went there and their return very badly beaten Ren tells the captain that this is too much. They have only recently learned how to deal with D-rank zonas the Remara. Labyrinth is too much. Common Die grabs his face and says that they should shut up and listen to him. They shouldn't compare themselves to hunters. If they are paid for this, then they should do their job flawlessly. They should not act as if their opinion plays any role. The guys say that they could have reminded him of this more gently, Isn't the time for renewal of contract? Soon Commandai says it doesn't matter. All those who got scared can leave. However, in this niche, trust is the most valuable thing. People who leave before the end of the contract will not be able to work anywhere else. Besides, even without his words, rumors spread on their own. Shu thinks and sighs common. Dai asks what idiot just saw. Was it Kiritani again? Shu agrees and says it was him. Again, Common Guy grabs him by the clothes and asks how many more times does he have to remind him to mind his manners. He shouldn't act like he's the only one special here. Ren says that he will participate in the cleanup. He will participate, so he asks him to stop. The captain would like to avoid rumors before the cleanup begins. Right, the guys say? That since Ren says he will go, then wherever they go, it still makes no difference. Since the hunters will be there, it means that everything will go smoothly. Tom and Dai thinks they are stupid idiots if they gave in. Just from that kind of pressure, they might as well just follow directions with their mouths closed. He leaves and says that they will have to make everything okay. He will be waiting. Ren says they should go the next day. Come and die. Says they should warm up before clearing Haida and Kuda take. The front line, Akashi will support them from a distance. A group of magical supports should be ready to attack. Shu thinks everyone looks worried. He understands that the hunters do not like this purge, because they were forced to Tom and die. Says that scum should not stand in the way of hunters. Ren says they will be leaving soon. All the people are about to enter the portal, Kiritani. Shu looks at this with a calm expression. He goes through the portal and hopes that this will not be the first step towards death. Brave Guild, first rank the assault team level C dungeon. Raymar, a labyrinth clearing. His has begun entrance to the Ramara labyrinth. All hunters go forward. Through a large cave, the guy asks Shida. If she has a strange feeling, she agrees and says that it doesn't look like what she heard. Should they report this to the captain? The guy, I hope guys you like that video. We will make part 2 as soon as possible. So please leave a like and comment, and please subscribe our channel for amazing video. Take care, peace.